Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Speakers Pathway Coalition, for inviting me to share a message of hope and inspiration. And thank you who are watching. I know that your attention is in super high demand these days, and I want to be respectful of your time. The current circumstances are unique in that they are affecting a record number of people, and so it is crucial that we find effective ways to cope. In my experience, the very first tool to focus on is to cultivate the ability to be with what is. Let me say that again. Cultivate the ability to be with what is. So many of us look for our happiness on the outside, and so when the external circumstances are difficult, such as they are now, this becomes really hard. I'm going to tell you a story and then tell you some lessons I learned from it and guide you to apply them in your life. Does that sound good? So it's December 23rd, 2017. My parents have just arrived from their home in Belgium. We are spending Christmas together in my home, 50 miles south of Paris, with 3 of my 4 kids. My oldest daughter is in the Gambia with a Peace Corps. My dad walks into my house with bags in both hands, looking weighed down. He sighs. It's not possible anymore. We have to find a retirement home. I say to him, come in, Dad, take off your coat and have a seat. Let's talk about it. My mom's cognitive decline was starting to be difficult to live with. She used to do the packing for these trips, and this time she was unpacking things as he was packing them. She was doing less and less at home. The list of difficulties was growing. My parents had come to my house probably more than 200 times since we had moved to this area 23 years ago, and I wondered if this might be their last trip. In 2018, my mom's cognitive decline continued to accelerate, taking a sharp dip at every absence of my dad. He had 9 surgeries over 8 months, 7 of which under general anesthesia. I went to be with my mom, support my dad, and deal with what needed dealing with every time I could or whenever I was needed. In the middle of all that, on June 19th, 2018, on my 10th round trip that year, I moved my parents to a retirement home near me and my kids. My dad and I had counted down the days to the relief this would bring. Well, the adjustment was difficult. My mom didn't take well to the change, and my dad had more medical issues, including the discovery of cancer in his bladder the size of a small burger, and the last of his 9 surgeries to deal with that. On December 22nd, 2018, my mom died while I was visiting my daughter in the Gambia. That was our 2018. My dad was heartbroken. I was exhausted and shocked. You see, I'm a happiness expert, and that year I lived truly my most difficult times to date. Yet, they provided a fantastic opportunity to explore what happiness might mean in such circumstances. And as a result, they were also some of the most rewarding and meaningful I have lived. From all these experiences, I developed a no regrets 3-step process for reconciling happiness and end of life when caring for our loved ones. But really, these 3 steps can be used to reconcile happiness and pretty much any insert your difficult circumstance here. The 3 steps are: first, daring the truth. That's facing the truth of whatever is happening rather than denying it. 2, sincerely sharing. That's intentionally engaging in truthful communication. And 3, bravely letting go, which goes with truly recognizing what we have control over and what we do not. In another talk, I developed this in detail, but for today, I chose to focus on something that underlies these 3 steps, and that is the ability to be with what is. So whether this is new to you, vaguely familiar, or whether you're already a pro at this, I invite you to bring a beginner's mind and see what you can gain from actually going through the motions with me. So how do we be with what is, when what is can be shocking, scary, sad, or trigger an emotion that you don't like to feel? See if you can bring to mind something like that. We will go through 3 steps together. So let me put up the image to go with that. Okay, so the first step is to take stock. So ask yourself, what is going on that I'm having a hard time with? This may seem obvious, but so often we get engulfed in our reaction and forget what we are reacting to. So take stock of what exactly it is that you're having a hard time with. With regards to the pandemic, is it the increased uncertainty? Is it the fact that you're cut off from your social ties? Or are you or one of your loved ones personally touched by the virus? Maybe you've lost your job. What is it for you? Now ask yourself, and what is my reaction to this? So here, identify what you're feeling, what sensations in your body, what emotions. You might be sad, angry, you might feel tense or shaking or distracted. What are you feeling? The second step is to cope. So first, let's breathe into it. So please join me in a short breathing exercise. If you can, sit comfortably and maybe close your eyes. We're going to start by blowing out all the air in our lungs through our mouth and then keep our mouth open and let our lungs fill, like this. Now find your normal breathing rhythm. And while you're breathing like this, find your diaphragm. If you don't know where it is just below your perhaps hypothetical bra strap. So right here. So put your thumb on your diaphragm. Now we're going to take 3 slow breaths. I'll explain first and then we'll do it together. So we will inhale slowly through our nose, filling our lungs as much as we can, and then exhale slowly through our mouth as though through a straw, emptying our lungs as much as we can. The thumb is there so that you know you're doing it right. You should feel the push under your thumb as you inhale and then release, and then feel the release as you exhale. So let's do it. So first, let's blow out all our air. Now inhale, pushing against your thumb. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Most people I do this with report that they feel more relaxed instantly. Some need to do it again. Feel free. You can obviously do this whenever you feel the need. It doesn't solve anything, but it takes the edge off of what you're feeling, and it may open you up to the second part of coping, which is mindset. So we have a situation and we react to it. Can we do something about this situation? Sometimes we can and sometimes we cannot. Sometimes it's not clear. Take some time if you need to and really clarify what about the situation you have control over and what about it you do not. It is a critical aspect of our mindset to be really clear about that. And regardless of your answer, you have some choices, and this is a third step. One choice is whether to open yourself up to feeling or not. Please ask yourself now, how much do I allow myself to feel what I feel? In general, but also in the situation you're facing now. There's ample evidence that trying to ignore or suppress emotions only increases their grip on us. So if you are prone to the tyranny of positivity, I really invite you to reconsider. True peace can only come if we can truly let be what is. The other choice you have is what you will do about all this. So depending on what you're facing, options might include take a warm bath, refinance a loan, call someone to settle a disagreement, spend time with a loved one, look for a new job. I can't possibly name all the possibilities, but make sure you see what you want to do about the situation that you are in. The key about all this is to cultivate. It's not really like riding a bike. In early August 2019, I took my dad to Belgium for a few days to visit some of the people he cared about the most and that he had left with the move. We enjoyed meals with friends, with his siblings, and he even won a tournament with his bridge partner of 26 years. There was so much love, friendship, and warmth. My dad was beaming, and I had a great time too. I was already planning the next time. But less than a week after we returned, My dad's control scan showed metastases of his cancer in multiple organs, and 6 weeks later, on September 29th, 2019, my beloved dad passed away. But thank goodness I had cultivated the ability to be with what is. It has made a huge difference in grieving the loss of both my parents 9 months apart, and it is really helping me to deal with the current circumstances too. So you go and cultivate your ability to be with what is, and I promise you that it will help you and that it will get easier. Thank you.
I got one word to say. Wow.
Thank you.
Your message really does resonate with me, and I know a lot of other people, probably the other two ladies that's here today too, because right now I'm going through an emotional roller coaster. We have a beloved dog that we just love dearly.
Mm,
He has good days, bad days. He's got congestive heart failure. And it's been an emotional roller coaster for us. And I really appreciate, you bringing to my attention that, I've got to be with what is on the thing. And I cannot, change some certain things, but to enjoy the moment. And our attitude is we're just going to love him to death,
mm.
and just let him, that's what we do in life. And that's the way we should do it. But I just wanted to, say thank you so much for your wonderful message. It's really blessed me and means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you. Before
Thank you,
you
Jim.
go, thank you. Before you go, would you be so kind as to share your website and also your email address so someone can get in touch with you, please?
Of course. So my website was on the image that I shared, but if you didn't get a chance to write it down, it's three W's, Eudokima. So that's EUDOKIMA.com, eudokima.com. It means to prosper, to flourish. And I always forget the third one, but it has a meaning. It's a Greek word. And my email is just Sonia, so my first name, Sonia, at eudokima.com. And also on the page, like once my video is up, there should be in the text below the video, there should be the link. But if you want to go see, I have a 5 steps to experience your true happiness guide that I can offer you on my website. So it's eudokima.com/EN for English /experience your true happiness /. So there you can sign up you can get your free guide.